So that was a bad chest and then a couple different paths.
Yeah. Oh, gotta go over there for that one.
Just another treasure tunnel?
Yep. I like treasure tunnel. I forgot about that. Nope. Damn it. Well.
Yeah, at least it doesn't
It's
kill
okay.
you.
I don't need the chest. Oh.
What happened?
It's fine. It was just a surprise. But actually, this works out really well.
A locked door?
I don't have any keys. No keys for me. Keys for money. Give me that sweet cash. Nope. And that's bad.
Ah!
I overshot, and then it was like, never mind. Okay, I'll just wait. Patience, ease, and virtue. Whee. Let us abscond. That place was heck and bad.
Is that supposed to be the groaning of the beast? You're not facing it yet, are you?
Not yet. Getting close. But not yet. Yeah, I still see some more enemies.
We'll also need to get rid of these malfunctions.
Yeah. So I'll probably stop picking up cursed bits. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's this guy. That took off half of that one bar of health. Yui.
Asshole just turns around. Okay, when this guy hits
Ooh,
you...
cliff.
Yep. When this guy hits you, you get a critical malfunction. I don't like fighting him. At least I do enough damage that it's not so bad. No. I should not have done that.
You destroyed a shield.
Ow. Yeah, we lost Resonance Shield, which is a little tough. We don't need it as bad at this point.
I don't think any shielding would be favorable. Oh no, your battery level is low.
That's frustrating.
Should we plug you in?
Yeah.
Don't you have a cable for that?
Yeah, it's to your left, though.
Watch out, the laser.
Frustrating. Okay. Looks like we're getting pretty close to done, which is a bit of a problem.
Bit of a problem.
Well, losing...
Losing your controller. You have it back now.
No. I might not be able to get those melee kills.
Oh, you need another melee kill at the very least.
Yeah, hopefully I can get one more.
There must be a way to reconnect with the astronaut who is waiting in the fog. Perhaps next time I will have the strength to be a liability? Helios lies shattered and I must... Glory, glory, glory? Maybe it's ascend or something? What is this
Boss fight.
platform? This is the boss fight!
No, maybe not.
Okay, well you got that. And you'll collect more Obolites as you fight. Now, do you
Yep.
have to make sure that you keep these platforms up while you're fighting?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I'm not going to mess with any more malignant anythings. Because at this point, we are pretty much tapped out. Only thing I'd maybe look out for is if there's a shop. Nope.
I have seen the jet black skull behind the visor of the astronaut. I recognize parts of myself within those shadows, fighting to be free. If it can show the world one face, then another. Have I met it before? What was the name that sat on its head? Was it the first one who said, "Do you see the white shadow?"
There were other things in that room, weren't there?
Yeah, I thought this was going to bring me up to them.
Well, then I suppose you have to jump back.
Yep. Okay.
Make sure that those have been shot, the balls, if they haven't
They don't.
already.
They don't.
They don't go away?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge. Like I've left the room before.
Because I saw something green up there, yeah. Anything around here that you can use?
There we go.
Wait, there's a fight.
Oh, that's real fun.
Balls cause damage. You have to collect a parasite in order to get rid of that?
I hate this guy.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Yeah.
So what did he drop?
Money and a gun. Nah.
Nah, there's no leech.
I'm not too worried about falls causing damage. Here's a question, actually. Can I use... No, dang. I was really hoping I could use some ethers.
Ether just to take something off of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was not worth it. I just remembered. There's the warp point back.
Mm-hmm.
Back we go. Oh, that one shoots 3 lasers. I think there's 3 of the dudes there. Where the heck am I going? Oh. That door that I straight up never even realized existed. Did he die? Not yet.
We're in the depths. Well, what is that up there? Are those eyes?
They look kind of vaguely eye-ish.
Would it be safe for me to
Wait.
drive afterwards? I had no idea. But what about prep time and recovery? I'm in the middle of a lot right now, so... No. It's... I wouldn't want anyone present. No one can know about this. Everyone is overbearing and controlling, and... I haven't even told a single person about... If they found out I was here, that we were talking...
Who's she referring to? Also, what is that? Obolite repository. What's the return upon completion?
So you can trade obolites and ethers, but only online.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing as this run is done, there's nothing else for me to spend money on.
Are you really prepared? Is there a way for
Do
you
I
to
have
get
a
rid of
choice?
that? The falls cause damage?
No way for me to get rid of that. But I don't think that's gonna matter.
What gun are they giving you?
Pistol. Bad one.
Nah. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Have you ever seen this creature before?
Nope.
Ah! It's the tentacles. Ew.
Ripes.
They're so veiny and gross and kind of diseased looking, and bones too.
Pitch black guilt. Guardian of Hades. Do you cast the white shadow?
Ophion. Watch out.
Kind of ouch.
So what do hitting those balls do? Does it create protection zones?
I think actually the balls are what hurts it.
Ah. Now it looks very much like a desiccated body. Ooh, look at the eyeballs. Beak spots. A desiccated body that has been eaten away by plant life underwater.
I mean, I think that might be implied.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. Didn't realize it was sweep time. Oh.
Another eyeball on the shoulder.
I have homing shots, so I don't think about it too much.
Ew, that other part folded away, and now there's this,
Mouth?
yeah, this maw.
Oh, the balls reveal its weak points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, there's a face in it.
Of course there would be. Ow.
Is it hers or is it the mother's?
Pretty sure it's your mother's.
Oh, yep. Some more eyeballs. Oh, there's some kind of green pickup on the ground. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah, they have the one tentacle eyebrow on the right, ball on the right side.
I see it.
That's it.
Got it.
There you go.
Ooh, is that it?
Well, it's gonna crumble, and then what's beyond it?
Is that it?
Can't be it. It's fallen down in another hole. No, don't go in. Don't go in. What's over there?
It's cube depository.
Oh, do we have another cube?
Don't think so.
No.
No cube.
I will go there now. As you will.
All right.
Of course, the pressure would have killed her a long time ago. But what is going on here? What is that? Another
I
data.
remember everything now. I know why I deserve to be here. The crash. That's why I belong. It's always the crash I return to.
She caused the crash. She was the child being naughty in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Distracted the parents.
Probably. Maybe
And
that's why she
unsolved
blames
guilt.
herself.
Hence why she thinks she shot herself down. In the ship.
Oh. Is that the car?
Yep. Mother, dearest? Mother, where are you?
Carl.
Look,
It's sad.
I'm still... I
Look up.
think it would be...
Oh, is that the ball?
It is the ball. Oh, that's freaky.
How it just dodged. Well, not dodged, just kind of looped out of the way. And what is this writhing mass of blue light? It repulsed. Uh-oh. Eyes.
Are you the one who brought me here? Is this what you wanted me to see?
Is it that fateful night?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a road?
Yep. Feels like it's going pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. That song was playing on the radio, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mom? Do you see the white shadow?
We might have to have you voice act over it if it gets blamed.
The white... Oh, she's changing the radio. The white shadow. Oh.
What?
It was an astronaut just standing out there? Because she physically hit something. Also, how did they take on so much water without the window shattering? Or did the window on her side shatter?
Are you kidding me?
It just looks like something dragged her back down.
Do you see the white shadow?
Oh? Okay, I'm
That was-
confused.
And people are saying that there were multiple endings and this
There
was
is
the
a
bad
true
one?
ending.
But what do you need to do to get the true
You
one?
have to get 6 mass fragments that are hidden throughout every one of the levels.
Wait, there are masks?
You know that sun mask that was all over the house?
Yes. Have
You
you
get-
even found one?
No, you don't find them until you get the first ending.
Oh.
Yeah.
It really... we've encountered... Oh, sorry.
So,
We've
I will
encountered
tell
this
you,
with games before where you've done everything, you've completed it, and they say, oh, if you want the good ending, you have to play through the entire game again, but this time you have to... Yeah.
So I will say right now, I've seen the true ending, and I might get the 6 mass fragments, and I might just play this on my own. Hell, I might even record it if people really want me to. But I'm going to treat this as a finale for now, mainly just because the true ending is a lot of extra work for, like, a slightly different ending to that, where I think the girl swims free. I think. That said, what was that ending? Like, Mom, do you see the white shadow? Like, is it a reference to the song, or what? And then also astronaut?
Well, I think what it is in the darkness, instead of having a dark silhouette, it was a white figure on the bridge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But, like, how would the girl have seen that before the mother started messing with the radio? Because, like, that's a ways away. Like, that... I don't know. It's one of those where, when it boils down to it, I'm not a big fan of games and stories where it's kind of like all in your head or all a dream or all allegorical.
Wait, who's Helios' visual appearance? Have we seen a man in this entire game?
Right. I forgot. Yeah, there is more. Maybe the true ending is different. Maybe I haven't seen it then.
Well, but it just seems as though we've encountered an ending that it reflects what she's been dreaming all along.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's one of those where... Yeah, it's real, I think. But, like...
The creature? The three-eyed creature living in the lake?
Yeah, I don't...
Or the astronaut? Or
I
both?
don't know. It's just... Like, I know the car crash is the real thing, but it effectively made this whole sci-fi game about being stuck in a time loop on a strange alien world all about some person that can't mentally or physically escape from the horror of a car crash that they had when they were younger.
And I could understand if it was one of those planets that has an entity that feeds off of your worst fears or your pain and brings monsters to life from your nightmares. Because that happened all the time in Star Trek.
Yeah.
But...
And it's like, I like the idea of stories like this, but this was such an interesting sci-fi world that it just kind of, I don't know.
And I thought it was interesting, the references to Greek mythology and the books. Reading the books was interesting whenever we went back to the house. But then there was also that very brief inference about her father being the organist and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those bizarre things about the ambiguity of it all.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the reasons why I said I was kind of grumpy at this game is because I sincerely wanted to... I sincerely wanted this to be, like, truly about discovering the secret of this alien world. But, like...
It just kind of... It invalidates all the alien
Yeah,
tech
like, who are the
and...
Severed? What do they matter? What do they stand for? I guess they stand for something, because ultimately, the Severed had no ending. It's not like we found out really what happened to them. They just didn't succeed, question mark, and then...
And there was their oracle, and... Yeah,
Because...
It really does play into the whole it was all a dream.
Yeah, even if it like wasn't all a dream and this was just her creating this like fanciful struggle to symbolize her guilt, her shame, or her struggle to escape that sunken car. Like, there's a lot of things, but it's just like...
Is this a dream that she's always having, and is she writing it for her book? Because the book seemed to
maybe
play into it.
I'm gonna be honest, though. I stopped paying attention because I knew that that's what it was going to be, and that's... It's boring? How does collecting car keys help her escape the underwater car crash?
Wait, what
So
car
after
keys?
you kill the boss, if you have the car keys, you can,
You can open the door?
yeah, you can open up the car door. And what it gets you is a couple extra scenes where...
Oh! Wait, where are the car keys? Or is it just
you have to get the
randomized?
sun mask to get the car keys and some other stuff.
Oh.
Like,
so it requires another playthrough.
I will have to keep playing this game, potentially 2 or 3 more times. I will only have to win 1 more time, but I will at least have to look for and find this key or these pieces, and then go back in the house and maybe a couple other things. And it's like, the reason why I'm so grumpy about the plot is I don't know how many of you guys have seen our Sexy Brutal series. My assumption is not a whole lot of people, but that was another game where it had this like cool premise and promise and all of these interesting things, and the end of it is just like, actually it was just your character being really sad and like being stuck in his own mind 50 years later, and it's just like, no, it would have been really cool if this alien planet created fear imagery based on your like deep-seated traumas.
Right, that's
And
what
so,
I was
like,
saying. Like
yeah.
the Star Trek planets.
Yeah, so like the halfway point is you finally punching it down, and then you have to dismantle this giant alien engine. Like, that would have been really cool if it's like, hey, by the way...
It could have been the Forbidden Planet
yeah,
engine.
because then you could have the it was all a dream ending, except for it's all of a dream being force-fed to you by this alien machine creature entity hanging out in the bottom of this wigged-out planet. And so now that you've broken free of its thrall and can no longer be harmed by your own trauma, now it's time to take all of your skills, knowledge, and gun to go put it down for good and free this planet and whoever's left. Like, that would have been so cool, because then you could have had all of this weird shit, and then an actual satisfying ending that makes this story quote-unquote real. Because as it stands, it's just kind of like... It's one of those stories where you're just kind of like, what was that ending? What does this mean? And it reminds me of all of those, like, high school...
And also, the other thing, too, is even though it drip-fed you more and more of what happened in the past, you pretty much could build it all in your head and know exactly what happened.
Well, yeah, as soon as they made, like, 1 or 2 inferences to what it was, I was like, oh yeah, it's this, and then I looked up the ending and I'm like, yep, I was right, it was this.
It was just the car crash
and it's just like
sinking, and
yeah, it's kind of like a pretentious symbolism story, which I think works really well in artsy games, but it's really disappointing in a game
where you work so hard to get to
yeah,
this point.
That if you're gonna have if you're gonna have players work their asses off in their... My hands hurt.
And the other thing is you really can't stop
Yeah.
in any of these runs unless you want to put your system into sleep mode, but...
I prefer the reality being she was in fact on the planet. Yeah, and I mean, they even said it as kind of part of it, that they did have a thing that, like, reacted to people's their thoughts, and potentially created creatures based on it. Like, there is a slice of reality in there, or authenticity to the whole gameplay of, like, what you were doing actually is real and not just, like, a character having trauma.
And one thing I was getting confused by is, did she ever grow up?
I don't know. Who is Selene? Was she the mother or was she the child? Because the mother was the one dragged away there.
But you see everything from the child's perspective.
Not the ending, though.
No.
You see it from the mother's perspective as she's dragged away. And she was the one that went with the creature. But I think the true ending is where Yeah, Selene is the daughter. Okay, I
Because
guess.
it was her mother that got in the car crash.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like,
And
when
was
it
in
boils
the-
down to it, it's like, And I think so much of this is just that I don't like how this game was good in spite of so much. You know, it was great in spite of the plot, in spite of the saving, in spite of the limited variety, in spite of the length, in spite of just like a lot of other things, and it's just kind of like, let's see, isn't Helios the father? I think the Helios is the car. Because she named her ship the Helios.
Helios was the piano. I thought that the piano had the sun symbol on it, and
Maybe. But also, it straight up, like, is her ship, like, the spaceship. I don't know. Like, I'm sure somebody will sit down and actually, like, analyze everything and come up with, like, a working theory. And maybe I could even do that if I really wanted to, but I don't. Because I'm so much more interested in the alien world story. And I feel like that ended the moment we finished the Citadel. And then everything after that was just like, oh, by the way, it was in your head. And it's like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, strip off the plot and you have a good game. Strip off the game and you have a very uninteresting plot. Yeah. The plot? Dear Esther.
Oh, that game.
There are very similar. Obviously, Dear Esther was a person in a coma dying, but like very similar beats, very similar storytelling, and very similar, like, kind of just loosey-goosey, everything is symbolism. Yeah, one theory is that there's two Selenes, one's you and one's the White Shadow. Yeah.
What if there was some weird storyline where one person's the astronaut and somehow was on the bridge?
Yeah.
And resulted in
Because,
their
I mean,
own
clearly
crash?
they hit the astronaut, I guess. Let's see. How's the gameplay expensive? I heard the PS5 controller makes it kind of special. So, except for a couple of rough edges and then the entire story, this really was kind of a solid PS5 title. The rumble feature was incredible. Like, every minute action had a separate rumble trigger.
rumble
And
feel?
so, like, I could actively tell what was going on based on the vibrations in the controller. No joke, there might be a possibility of somebody playing this blindfolded. And just using the rumble feature to have a decent idea of what they're doing. You need certain guns and certain things to happen. And I guess realistically, you'd fall off probably more than anything else. But the haptic feedback on the controller was... Well, haptic feedback? The rumble feature on the controller was really solid. Just in terms of, like, how it functions. I kind of forgot about it constantly because it didn't really give me a whole lot of time to pay attention to it. But there were a couple slow points where, like, it was raining and I could feel the raindrops on my hands, and it was weird.
Wait, you could feel the raindrops?
Yeah, it was weird. Like, not exactly the individual ones, but you know the, like, pitter-patter of raindrops?
So then, was it having a kind of randomized, like, tink, tink, tink?
Yeah,
tink,
kind
tink?
of. It was really cool.
Oh. That sounds fun.
Yeah. I would love to see it in another game. In this one, unfortunately, despite the fact that it was incredibly cool, it just was just noise in the background because I was too busy worrying about survival.
Mm-hmm.
I think I truly will stand by this state.
Oh, do you know what a good game would be to play this with then?
What?
Wasn't there that one game where you play a blind woman?
Yes.
Who has to survive some kind of highway robbery, and her, like,
I don't know about that
father
one,
was
but maybe.
kidnapped and murdered, and you have to navigate the entire game using just audio. And if there was rumble for, like, touching objects and things, that would be something else.
But just going back to all of the things I've said over the game, I mean, obviously we've ragged on the plot enough, but I still feel like this needed saving. That At no point
So long as you didn't die, you should be able to save where you had left off.
Yeah. At no point in this playthrough did it ever feel like saving would have somehow broken the game. And that last run, I think, took... How long have I been recording for? 2 hours, and you came with the pizza about 40 minutes in. So, second run was about 3 hours long. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but that's still a solid 3 hours of, like, rigorous gameplay. And I will say a lot of people specifically do not have the time. I know a lot of people hand-wave it as like, well, you could just skip all of the content and just rush the boss. And the answer is actually yes, the boss was trivial. I didn't even use a healing item.
Yeah, you had those 3. Well, you had so many healing items, and you had even extra lives.
Yeah, and admittedly, I had a lot of things that made me a lot tougher. Like my protection level by the end of it, I think was easily in the 70s. So I'm sure that helped a lot. But like, if you wanted to race past everything and just fight the boss, you probably could. Yeah, maybe keep each run shorter too. Slay the Spires 1 to 1.5 hours per run. Yeah, yeah. And Slay the Spire runs a little long, especially if you're doing really scummy stuff. Honestly, I feel like the perfect length for all roguelikes is 45 minutes. Just always 45 minutes.
Kind of the length of a hour-long episode on television.
Yeah. Because after that, you can get up, go to the bathroom, walk around, check an email, chat with your significant other. But, like, this is the kind of game that if you were trying to beat it and you were having trouble, say, like, towards the end, kiss your wife before you start playing because unless she's really into it with you. She's going to be spending a whole night on her own. Or husband.
Awkward.
What?
What? You have your hand on my thigh.
Well, it's a nice thigh. How are these credits still going? Well,
they seem to have several teams.
There's no saving, and they really want to stretch out the length on this. Let's see. Wonder you could still stream the sun pieces. I might. We'll see how it goes. Realistically, like, the thing is, I loved playing this game. I just wish I didn't have the concept of an overarching story.
Oh.
So. Anyway. I wish I didn't have the concept of an overarching story hanging over my head the entire time. This is slightly different.
It is. The ship looks different, and there's the doors open.
I am destruction.
I birthed destruction.
I am destruction. I must not just remember.
What is in here?
Oh. Whee! Okay. But, like, I legitimately enjoy playing this game. I just feel like having the plot hanging over my head and acting as, like, somehow a motivating factor.
Wait, does that allow you to switch between the two?
Act 1 and 2. Honestly, I don't like the idea of switching between Act 1 and 2. I feel like after beating the game the first time, it should give you a remixed mode where, not all runs are valid, but, like, a remixed mode where you... like, every zone is just mixed up, and there's no real kind of ending, and the way you reach the last boss is just by
Had we already
going
read
into
all
that
the
machine.
files, or was there one more that we needed?
Who knows? But, like, the thing I'd want to do the most, honestly, would be,
Ship's log.
1 second, I was just going to explain. The thing I'd want to do the most is max out the weapons, because the weapons are incredibly cool.
What are all these? All the lore! No! How will we know which ones are new? You just went over 3. You must stop at
starting
those
here.
Yes, starting there.
Alright. I'm just going to look over. Are these new?
And the war was found on the permanent closure of the gates of Tartarus. Yeah, Yeah, this is Zeus and the Olympians and stuff. This is...
Then what happened to all the previous ones?
Unless it's just new for this zone? Self-destructive behavior. I
don't...
I took a photograph you did, thank you. Yeah, these
These are new.
These are new.
Alright. I'm just gonna hand Shell the controller, and I will be back in approximately 10 minutes after Shell is just dumping the lore. Or Shell,
Do you want me to read lore later?
how about you record that after stream so we can play some Resident Evil tonight?
Okay, we can play some Resident Evil tonight, but I just like lore.
I know. Here.
So much more
I'll leave it in
lore.
sleep mode
More
just
lore.
in case.